We're going to do April spiral number 5, but before we begin, we're going to go over corrections for number 4. So here are the answers for number 4. Okay, you can pause it. Okay, so 1,000 minus 492. Let me take it one column at a time. More on the floor. I need to go next door and get 10 more. Nobody's home, nobody's home, nobody's home. Okay, so now I can take 1 away from here, leaves me with 0, and give myself a 1. Then I can take 1 away from here, which leaves me a line, give myself a 10, exit a 9, gives myself a 10. Okay, so this is 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 4 is 5, and 0 minus nothing is 0. So 508. Okay, 18 cookies, and you want to give them to 6 friends. So you can go, okay, we just start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've given away 6 cookies. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I've given away 12 cookies. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So each person gets 3 cookies. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? This 9 is in the tens place, so it's worth 90. This 7 is in the thousands place, so it's worth 7,000. So you basically are taking the number and all the other place values after it have to be a 0. Okay, so this is the thousands place, so this really represents 7,000. So 7 comma, and all of these turn to 0. 8 groups of 9 is 8 groups of 4 plus 8 groups of 5. The 8 stayed the same, and we broke up this 9 into 4 and 5, and we must add it. These are not, it is into 8 sections, but not 8 equal sections. This is not the same size as this. You always have to ask yourself, would it be fair? If this was a chocolate bar and we cut into 8 pieces, is it fair that one person gets that one and one person gets that one? No, it's not. Okay, 1/6 of 36. So you're going to have, I went over this when I went through the directions, okay? You take 36 and you're going to divide it into 6 equal parts, which is 6. Remember, thirsty 6s? The 2 6s go walking in the desert, and they become the thirsty 6s. Okay, so each 1/6 is worth $6. So we want to use 1/6, which is this one. So she's going to spend $6 on her doll. The 5 tables, 5 times 6 is 38. And here, if you add up the ones that they have, 40, 40, and these are 40. So that's 120, and you need to subtract it from 1,000, okay? So 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 I cannot do. Nobody's home. I can finally take 1 away from here and give myself 10. Then I can take 1 away from here and give myself 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8, and 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay? Let's take a look at number 5. Rewrite vertically and solve. Well, of course, that's what we always do. 4,929 minus 1,992. You're going to write yours a little higher so you actually have space to write your answer, but that's okay. Molly has 60 Pez dispensers. Those are like those cute little toys where the head pops up and the little candy looks like it's shooting out its neck. So she has 60 of them. She has an equal number, so we're either multiplying or dividing, of her equal number on each of her 5 shelves. How many are on each shelf? Well, we know we are either multiplying or dividing because we have equal groups. So is she going to have more than 60 on each shelf? She has 60 total, and she's going to put them on 5 shelves. Here, let's do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shelves. She's going to take her 60 and divide them equally among there. So you need to do 60 and divide it equally on her 5 shelves and tell me how many are on here, which is not going to be bigger than 60, because if she puts all 60 on one shelf, she's got nothing left, okay? Write 3 different numbers that would round to 6,200. If it was rounded to the nearest hundreds place, which means the number in the tens place is the Boss applesauce. This is tricky. Okay, I'm going to do one for you. Okay, so these are all going to have 6,000 as the thousands because we're rounding to the nearest hundred, okay? But they need hundreds, a 10, and a 1, 100 and tens and a 1, hundreds of tens and a 1. So if we want this to be 6,200, this could be it could be 6,200, but in order to stay at a 2, we need this number to be 4 or less. And then this could be anything. The number in the ones place can be anything. It can be 0, it can be 9. It's this number right here that's super important. If this number is 4 or less, it will rest at 6,200. You can have this number be 5 or more, but then this would need to be a 1. Okay, so let's do, so we, 6,200, I would say, and 48, okay? Because it's like this, 4 or less, let it rest, and so it goes to 6,200, okay? But again, it could be a 1. You could do a 1, but this number right here needs to be 5 or more. Because if it's 5 or more, you're going to add 1 more. So let's make it like a 6. And then this can be anything. Okay? So 6 is 5 or more. It's going to add 1 more, which is 6,200. And you do the last one. Write a word problem using the fact 20 divided by 5. Okay, that means you have 20 items. 20 anything. Anything that can be split up. Okay? It can't be... Well, it could even be 20 people because you could go in 5 different cars and ask how many people were in each car, okay? You have 20 items and you are going to divide them into 5 equal groups and you need to ask the question, how many are in each group, okay? What fractions are represented at points O and P? Okay, the first thing you need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just double check. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you need to figure out, there you go, that is 6, 6. You need to figure out what O and P are, okay, and label them. And then what's the distance between these 2 points? This was just on your math test. How far is it from here to here? How many sixths is that between those two, okay? And you can, once you write the 2 fractions, you could actually subtract it. Just make sure the big one is first, because in a subtraction problem, you always have to have the largest number first. Use cross multiplication to see if each set of fractions are equivalent. If they are equivalent, make a smiley face next to the set. If they are not, make a sad face. Okay, what they mean by this is, can you multiply this number and this number by the same number and have it equal that? And can you multiply this number and this number by the same number and have it equal this times something is that times something is that? If they are equivalent, then you put a smiley face next to it over here. If not, you put a sad face. What time was it 30 minutes ago? Okay, well, first we always write down what time is it right now. Okay, and it is not 5 o'clock. When this hand gets up to the 12, it will be 5 o'clock. So it is still currently 4 o'clock. Okay, so, and this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So it's 4:55. So you could just subtract 30 minutes because you're going to go backwards and you're not going to, as long as you don't go past 12 either way, you can add and subtract it here. But 12, when you hit that, that's like passing go in Monopoly. You got to stop. You got to collect your $200. The hour number is changing, but this is still going to be 4 something. So you could simply subtract 30 minutes. Or you can count backwards and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So what is this right here? If this hand comes all the way back to here, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, the time is going to be 4:25, which you would have gotten if you did 30 minutes too, if you subtracted it, okay? All right, Anderson loved planting flowers with his mother. They bought 6 trays of flowers. Each tray had 12 plants inside. Which equation below shows how Anderson could find the total number of plants? Choose all that apply. Means more than one answer. So they have 6 trays of flowers, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each tray holds 12 plants. Okay, so we want to know how many plants total. So you need to figure out what ways are even possible. It doesn't have to be the best way. There's definitely more than one way that you can do that. Okay, good job.